In your position as the Vice President of Executive Affairs, a large part of your role is to represent the student's best interest in external meetings. How do you see yourself defending the student voice, and what do you think are the most important points to defend?
Well, I see myself defending the students because I think it's really important to have someone who can represent students well. Um, I think that for the points that are the most important, I would say that the rights of students being respected at school, but also having a good student life on campus is really important if you want to if you want the student to keep being motivated to go to school. And I think it's really important to try to improve those points every year by going to meetings with other CJEPs and discuss about that. Yeah, because I think it's important to keep students motivated, and I think it's the best way to do that, to just improve their life on campus and their rights, and just listen to them and what they need, because everyone comes from different backgrounds, and I think that everyone has different needs. And yeah, I think it's really important to listen to everyone and then just improve what they want to for their school.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Florent?
For my part, I also think that the most important aspect of the VP for Executive Affairs job is to make sure that the student rights are respected. But also, as our role is also to build a bridge between the Champlain community and other CEGEPs, I think that if I'm elected, I would go to meetings with other CEGEPs. I would be able to help either clubs or students to build some relationships with other CEGEPs if they want to expand or make activities with other CEGEPs. And also, like Marie-Neige mentioned, I think something that is missing at Champlain is that the mental health awareness is not as good as I think it should be. And by putting up front some activities, it could bring the opportunity to students to take their mind off studies and just free up themselves, and it would be beneficial for them to in their studies. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
The second question then is, so Florent, you'll answer this one first, then Marie-Neige, you'll answer second. What measures do you want to implement to ensure the constitutionality and transparency of the CSA as the official legal representative?
All right, so first, as all of you guys know, every time there's a decision made in the CSA, in order for the decision to pass, there has to be 50% of the executive to vote plus 1%, plus one candidate, not like one executive. And I would make sure that before the vote, to make sure that the proposal that is on the table, I will revise it with the Constitution to make sure that before it's voted, it is it is, how do you say that? It is you can put that demand in the Constitution. And furthermore, I will implement the transparency of all the financial budget of the CSA and work with the financial officer to just make sure that every expense and every money that is spent either on clubs or activities is represented equally around every student, so that the CSA represents all the value that all kinds of students at Champlain need.
Awesome, thank you very much. And Marie-Neige?
Well, I don't think it would be a measure, but I think that we need to work as a team with the students community, and we need to build confidence between the two groups, the CSA and the students community, to really do everything with transparency. I think that if we work together, there will not be misunderstanding of decisions, because in the end, the CSA is trying to take decisions for the students. And I think that we should be transparent because we are improving our school by the demands of the students themselves. But if I want to say a measure, I think that like Florent said, I think the best way is really to go over the Constitution and on every point, and with everyone, so everyone feel included, and it's not just like the CSA that is doing its own part. I think we need to do it all together to make it real transparent with everybody.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Emily is now going to ask you your individual questions based on your platforms.
Yeah. Okay. So, Florent, the question is to you. One of your campaign promises is to allow Champlain students to take advantage of activities or opportunities offered in other CEGEPs. How do you plan to ensure that incidents involving Champlain students at those events will be properly handled and people will be held accountable when said event would not be organized by the CSA?
So basically, before opening the event from other CEGEPs to Champlain students, I would make sure to get in contact with the people that are organizing this event and really understanding what the rules and what they want to do with this event. And afterwards, I would write a paper that strictly like explains all of these rules, and people who would want to register for this event would like to read all of these rules with the consequences that come up with breaking these rules. And they would have to sign this document to ensure that they understand what they are getting into. And if anything happens at that event that is not organized by the CSA, then we have to prove that that we can count them accountable for their misbehaving because they were because we explained them what the rules were beforehand. So I think this would be a good way to make sure that nothing happens, and if anything would happen, then we would have a measure to make sure that it does not happen again.
Okay, thank you. Marie-Neige, this question is for you. One of your campaign promises is that you want to bring forth aspects and needs that are relevant to the students at Champlain in order to create ideas that all students can benefit from. What do you believe are Champlain students' needs, and what projects would you like to work on with the rest of the Anglophone CEGEPs?
Well, I decided to say that we need to, I think that we can bring new ideas with other CEGEP, such as Vanier, Dawson, and all, because we're all English CEGEPs, and we all have the same needs, but at the same time, we have different needs in every CEGEP. I think that for Champlain, we have a lot of activities. It's really important, but I think that we should improve those activities to touch more a bigger part of our community, because some people are being left apart or are not interested in those activities. And I think that if we can improve whatever these activities can be, I think the diversity of activities should be prioritized. Most likely, some people are not really interested in food or something like that. And I think that also just sharing more what we are doing will really help the students. And yeah, that's what I want to bring in to our CEGEP, really to help the students to have a better CEGEP life in order to have better grades and to be motivated. And I think that in the end, CEGEP should be fun and not just all about the study.
Okay, thank you. That pretty much concludes the election open forum. So thank you for attending.
Thank you very much for coming. And the voting period starts on Monday. So by the end of the week, next week, we'll see what happens there. So best of luck to you both.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.